Good day, students. My technical drawing students, I greet you. How are we? It's a bright new day. We bless the name of the Lord for that. I want to engage you today, still on the topic perspective drawing, but in another dimension. In our last work, we talked about the 1 point perspective drawing, and we talked about the horizon line that we said a line that divides the sight of the viewer. Then we talked about the vanishing point. We said it is where the parallel or converging lines or orthogonal lines come to converge or meet. Then we talked about other things. Then we said a 1 point perspective drawing has one VP, that is the vanishing point. Today we are looking at the one that has VP and VP, not just one VP, but two VPs, two vanishing points. That is what we'll be looking at today. Always keep your instruments, have your instruments with you. As I've always told you, when you are watching video, have your practicals done. You do it at a stage, you understand, you shake your head, yes, then you cannot continue. Not just feel, I have gotten it all. If you close your eyes and you open it, you may forget things. Unless you have done it well, then you now know that, okay, I've gotten it, before you can now close your instruments and then begin to play. All right, let us share the objectives or have it looked at. The objectives for the lesson, let us look at it together as we normally do. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to define 2-point and 3-point perspective drawing. State the uses or the types of perspective drawing. Then sketch 2-point perspective drawing. Talking about the uses now, that is the types now, talking about the 1 point, 2 points, and the 3 point. That is, these are the types we are talking about now. Now, let us look at 2-point perspective drawing. This one contains two vanishing points. From the word two, from the name two, it has two VPs, one at the left, one at the right, or one at the top, one at the bottom, as the case may be. It has two VP. And the 2 points, the two of them, I said they contain two VP, and the two of these VP, they appear to end at a point in two directions. That is, the orthogonal lines come from to converge at this side. They also diverge, that is, they scatter from that side, and they also diverge from the other VP. But they've come to a particular point, they come in this direction, they come in this direction, but then they produce the object that you want to get. That is what we mean. Even they diverge from here, they scatter from here, and they come to this direction, they make up the object that you want to get. That is what we mean. Let's look at an example or particular activity or types. Let's look at the types of perspective drawing first and the uses. We have said the 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point. What are these things used for, or the types? What are they? The 1 point is used when you want the front of an object to face you as a viewer, the observer. The front, the front. We have talked about front elevation, plan, and all. You want that front to face you, then you use the 1 point perspective drawing. Remember, it has one vanishing point. For the 2 point perspective drawing, if you want the corners, where you have, if it's a triangle, it has 3 corners. The rectangle has 4 corners. You want the corners of that particular object to face the viewer, you use the 2 point perspective drawing. Very, very good for isometric block. That is to draw an isometric block. The 2 point perspective drawing is very, very good. Then the 3 point perspective drawing has 3 axes. That is, these axes, they incline to the picture plane. And the 3 axes, they face their own, they have their own faces or their own vanishing points. 1, 2, 3, and it is used especially when you want the details of the building to be represented, or to be given, or to be drawn. Like you want every detail to be there. The 3 VP, they are used to represent the height, the width, and the length of that particular object. Just like in isometric, we know it represents objects in 3 dimensions. These are the dimensions too. So it gives the detail of that. But these are the types of perspective drawing. The 1 point used for a face, having a face facing the observer or viewer. Then the 2 point, the corners facing the viewer, and then 3 point giving details of a particular drawing, like the building. Then we will need to look at example, like I told you, we call it activities. Draw the perspective of a rectangular block as shown in below with free orientation or different orientation of the plan. That is, what we mean is this. We want the orientation of the plan to go a different way. You are the person producing, you have the different orientation of the plan. You know what plan is now. This is an orthographic drawing. And then if this is the plan, this is the front view and this is the end view. What angle of projection is this? It is third angle projection. Let us look at how it is being drawn. We want to represent these things now in 2-point perspective drawing. That is what we want to do. These are the steps. You draw the plan so that one of his side is inclined at 45 with picture plane. When you say PP now, you should understand what I mean. They indicate station point by establishing line of sight, that is X at the bottom. From X, you draw lines parallel to the 2 inclined sides, this and this, AB and AD. Then to intersect at PP, to intersect the PP, that's picture plane, at V1 and V2. The V1 at the left, V2 at the right. They are the place where you now project vertical line up to get your, that's V1 at the left, V1 at the 2. That's vanishing point at the left and vanishing point 2. Remember, we're talking about 2 perspectives now. Vanishing point 1 at the left, vanishing point 2 at the right. These are the places you project your lines down to now get your object drawn at the top there. That's what we mean. Then establish vanishing point VP1 and the VP2. The V1 here is not VP1 and the V2 here is not VP2. When the lines radiate, I come again with my explanation. When you radiate lines from the X, that is what I mean by line of sight from the down. You radiate line from S. It means an established horizon line at a particular point called V1 and V2. That is what we mean by that. That is V1, VP1 is vanishing point 1. VP2 is vanishing point 2. But V1 and V2, they are the place or places where these inclined lines meet the horizon line. Then you now project perpendicular lines up to produce your VP1 at the left and at the right, and then VP2, the 2 of them coming together. So you establish the vanishing point now. That's VP1 and VP2 at the top. Then establish the height too. That is drawing the object. Now project vertical line from the horizon line. That's what I meant. All these lines will now meet the horizon line. Then you project vertical lines. Then establish the 2 other sides. I call them AEGH and AEFG. You will understand what these things mean because this is the picture. You have A, B, C, D. Then AE, DH, AE, GF or FG. These are the other 2 sides of the object that you need to get. Then let us see what you do first. This is the angle of sight. I use 100 degrees here as the angle of sight. Then you just take a perpendicular line. Then incline line here, incline line here. Just move up a bit to put a dot A and take another horizontal line. That is the point you want to start to draw the plan. That one does not have a dimension. I just use 1 centimeter. Then you start to draw the plan from there. After that, what next you do? You project at 45 degrees. Take a perpendicular incline line and an incline line here. Then you now measure the length of that's what you now do, either the length or the breadth of the rectangle. Now that's the plan. Then through here, the breadth, through here, the length, then you complete the rectangle. That is the next thing you need to see. You see dimensions now taking place on incline lines, this side and this side. I use 4 here, 40 mm, 2 mm. Then after measuring them, you draw at 92 because here is at 90, you complete your rectangle there. Remember, this is the angle of sight that is there. Then what next you need to do? You have drawn the rectangle. Complete plan. This is the plan now. That is ABCD as you have in that orthography. A, B, C, D. Remember. Then after the plan, you need to radiate line. From here is taken up, from here is taken up. Horizon line is not gotten. You just put a point here as a height, then you draw the horizon line. From the horizon line, these lines that are coming from here, meeting here, will now be taken perpendicular up to produce the other two sides. That is how it is. You now just produce your horizon line, just as you produce your point A here with your mind. Just draw here. I use 2 centimeters from here to here, perpendicularly, and then I put a dot, take the horizon line. That is that for that. After the horizon line, like I told you, next the lines via corner. That is from the S now, from that angle of sight or this line of sight here. You take line, light line to pass through the 4 corners of that rectangle, the plan now. Passing through A, going up, passing through C, going up, passing through B, going up, passing through D, going up, radiating lines. Just like we did enlargement of rectangle and reduction of rectangle in your SS1 work. After that, these areas here, this is where this line, the first line that came here, met here, you will take perpendicular line. Then the other first line that also came here, met the horizon line here, you take the perpendicular line. This point is called the V1. That's what I was explaining then. And then V2, these two sides. Where the first line here is V2, and the first one here is V1. All other lines, you take them up, perpendiculars. You just take them up. They begin to go up. Then when, that is the next thing we will look at now. The lines are radiated up. That is, when this line meets here, you put a dot, you are noting them to note where you will start to draw them up. That's why I put those dots for you to know the lines that I want to pick to take up as perpendiculars. You just note them or you dot them there for you to know. Then what you need to do, you take them up. After noting them, you draw perpendicular, perpendicular, perpendicular at here, perpendicular at here. Then to get VP1 and VP2 established, you will ask question, yes, how do you get this? The here to here, you will measure what you have here was 2 cm and it was drawn here. Then I use 4 cm, that is the length of this side from here to here. Then join a line from that particular point to meet the bottom, from the particular point to meet the top. You also do it here. From this point, you remember that's the V1 that is taken up to get VP1. You also use the 4 that is here. Then you draw from the top, you take it down. From the top also, you take it to the up here. You have gotten one side here, one side here. That looks like butterfly. You have established your VP1 and VP2. What next you need to do? From this VP2, you take a line. Before then, this point here is where this line meets this. You take perpendicular up. Then here also, you have seen this one is established. Take perpendicular up to get the block that is here for the front view and the block that is here for the end view. That is what you are saying. When you establish that, you now join from B. Let's look at that now. That's the next thing you need to see is look at it here. This perpendicular is taken up, then meeting here, making it bold. This one also making it bold. So this side is the front view, or one of the side. This side is also one of the side of that particular object. Remember, we're having 3. One here, and one here. After that, this top here, you take a line to join this bottom. And this top, you take a line to join this top. This top, you take a line to join this bottom. And this top, you take a line to join this top. You have completed the job. That is the completed drawing that you need to get. That is what I am talking about. From the top here, the one going to the bottom is made light. Then the one going to the top is made bold. The one going to the top is made bold. And the one from here going to the bottom is made light. This is the complete perspective. This is what you are required to draw. Having 2 VPs, that is the 2 perspective drawings, 2 points perspective drawing. That would mean. Let me quickly show you where the representation of the V1 and V2. This is the V and the V1 we are talking about, V and V1, then VP1 and VP2. The V1 is the point, the ending point where this line radiated from X meant the horizon line. Then V1 to this side, there are 2 now, is where this radiated line or inclined line means the horizon line too at this side. We call it V and V1. Then you now project them up. Take your measurement with this length here, then you got the VP2 here. Then with the same length here, you get the VP1 here. Then from here to here gives you the breadth here. So you now begin to join. You have gotten the exact figure that you need. We do not forget, we said 1 point perspective drawing is used when you have, let me quickly tell you, remind you again, we have the 1 point perspective drawing, 2 point perspective drawing, 3 point perspective drawing. We said the 1 point perspective drawing is used when you need the face of the front of the object to face the viewer or the observer. Then the 2 point perspective drawing is used when you need the corners of the object to face the viewer. Then the 3 point perspective drawing is used when you need the length, the breadth, the width, and the height of the object to be represented in details like in building drawing. We've also seen the differences too. We said the 1 point perspective drawing has 1 VP, 2 point perspective drawing has 2 VP, and then 3 point perspective drawing has 3 VP. That is vanishing point, vanishing point, vanishing point. In the drawing we have just seen, we saw that there's an angle of sight at the bottom called S. From there, line was radiated. Then you mark point A to give you that is A, B, C, D, the corners of the rectangle. From A, lines were drawn to the left, to the right. Inclined lines at 45 degrees, giving you the length of this side, that is length of one side of the rectangle, and then the breadth of the rectangle. Then the radiated lines from the line angle of sight or point of sight went to meet at an established horizon line. That gives you V and V1 at these two sides. Then you radiate line, after completing your plan rectangle there, you radiate line perpendicular from V and V1. Then you use the length of that block to establish the VP1 and VP2. You project down to the breadth, and then you complete everything. It is a very simple thing. If you follow these steps, you will get it very well. Keep your instruments close to you whenever you are doing drawing. I want to greet you once again. I am still your technical drawing teacher, Mr. Albert Awolime. If you have questions as you watch video, always private chat me. It is well with us all. Thank you very much for watching.